Good morning, everyone. It's 12 minutes past 9 o'clock. Welcome back to CW Iowa Live. Lou and Jackie here, being joined by Rick Davis from Fidelity Bank. How are you?
It's all good.
Good
It's all
morning.
good.
Good
And you're
morning.
smiling ear to ear.
Well, I think it's time for a change. It's going to go the right direction, but we got to get everybody ready. So I wanted to come share it with you.
All right, what are you talking about?
Well, I learned some more. I was in Albuquerque doing the same show, and for Fox in Albuquerque, it went pretty well. And I talked to some other investors and some pretty big investors. One guy invests billions of dollars, talked about what's going to happen with the market, what's going to happen with the changes on the rates and everything else. Really insider information.
And you're talking about the changes since the election.
The dramatic change that happened within one day after the new president-elect was declared, yeah. And everybody saw it in the night. They're talking about distress and everything else. But typically now, universally, they think we're going to have a boom like we had before the crash.
.com crash?
Yeah, that's what they believe.
So when President-elect Trump was officially declared going to be our new president, everyone was saying stocks are plummeting. How is that so when they weren't even open here in America?
That was the Europe trade saying what was going on, and they're doing futures trading in Europe on what our market's going to do. Mm-hmm. And some of their markets even went down lower. The Japanese market just really fell. But by the time the thing came back, because it was down at 7:30, it officially opened up, and for 12 minutes it was down, and then by 8:30 it was up, and ended up being a very large day.
Okay.
And mortgage-backed securities, which people were speculating were actually going to go lower because they were the lowest in history,
right,
have now increased the most that they've ever increased in that length of time since they kept track in 1959.
So what does that mean for us as a local bank who is helping us out not only on the home front, but loans?
It means that those that pondered better get on it, because I think it's going to continue to go up.
Okay.
And we really are not, it's not even good for the economy for the rates to be so low, because that means you're not really making more money. Things aren't getting better. The middle class wasn't growing. The system that they're going to do, he's actually going to spend the money that other people talked about at other offices. And that's why Caterpillar's through the roof, other things are through the roof. It's why, like, they found more oil, I guess, yesterday or the day before in Texas, the biggest they've ever found.
Right.
They're just going to drive the cost of energy down and spend all the money they need to get it, which is going to change a chain link reaction all the way. Commercial business is going to boom for probably at least the first
Yeah,
few
we're
years.
watching the energy prices here, and they are going like a roller coaster here in the last week or so, and then with the news from yesterday. But what's this mean? What's the bottom line? What does this mean for people that are looking to get?
Well, I want those that are considering doing something to get involved, because I believe you can get in on the opportunity of a house change and things, and as long as you're really in action before the end of summer. In other words, you're going to build a house, you're going to do things, you're still going to be at a dramatically lower rate. No, you're not going to be the lowest ever. The lowest ever is kind of frightening because you don't know if you're going to fall off a cliff. We're really going this direction. So people are going to see that 5% increase on their houses. They're going to see that, but costs are going to go up too. So you want to get ahead of the cost.
Right.
If you're going to sell your home, you want to do it while the rates are still low. If you want to buy your home, you want to get in before. Typically, interest rates are about 5.75. Well, we're under 4. Well, today we're just barely under 4. I've been here when we were at 3 1/4.
So we're still in the threes.
Just barely.
Barely, but still in the threes.
So
and how high do you think it's going to go here in the next, say, 6 months to a year?
I think we'll be at the 4.5.
Really?
I think we'll be at the 4. I think the deficit being related to that particular 10 years will not make it go back up to 5 3/4, because we still owe quite a bit of money.
Okay.
And it's reflective. The interest will kill us on the thing. So they're going to keep it modestly going, but so many banks have been on the sidelines and losing money, because if you have a deposit at a bank, you're mad because you're only getting 0.75 on your CD.
Right.
Well, the bank's only reimbursed by FDIC 0.10, so they lose 0.65 if they're not loaning the money out. Now there's things going on, and there's really, it's not like a treading water economy that we've had. The economy really hasn't been. Well, Des Moines is a different market than the country, but the economy hasn't been really growing. It's just been kind of treading water,
right,
and subsidized. Now they're going to actually say, let's get at it.
Right. Now, even if the rates do go up to, say, 4.5%.
It's dramatically lower than it should be.
But it's still very low in comparison to what it has been in the past.
Well, it's relative to, the rates are going up because the economy is good and people are making more money than they were making. So this isn't going to go up just because they want to make you suffer more. It's going up because there's more demand. More people are making, the growth is on its way up, I believe. I think it is probably going to be a couple-year window of dramatic investment in America and trying to bring more jobs home. I think it's good for us. I think it's good for the farmers. I really think it's going to be a 2-year window, because I really don't think he's an arch conservative, or I don't even know if he's really a Republican, but I do know that he's a businessman, and I think that we should get some benefit of it, because the rates going up means we should act quickly, because if your house is 4.5% on an FHA loan, which right now it's still 3.75 on FHA. So if you bought a home right now, FHA, and it's an assumable loan, the only one that is. So you could take that loan when rates go up to 5.25. You have that. You could sell the house and carry a second back and make an extra $20,000 or $30,000 just on the spread of the interest rate.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that happened in the 90s. So what happens is when they go back up in value, your house is worth more now because your payment. Somebody could assume your payment. It's an assumable loan.
So your message now as a local bank in our community is, if you've been wanting to act on something,
if you think you're going to do something in the next 3 years,
contact
us or count somebody that soon, because you don't want to wait the second year.
Now, how soon can you lock in to a rate?
Well, depending on how soon you're going to make the move, you can lock in right now for up to 6 months out. It just costs you a higher rate.
Okay.
But we watch it. I get rates 6 times a day. So we called, I think, 75 clients and changed their loans the second day after the election. Because the first day I couldn't tell,
right?
But I knew the second day.
So what happened with the loans a couple of days after the election?
Well,
Which ones you were talking about? You said you changed them. What did you do?
Well, we locked them when they were wanting to float, because they believed, like I actually did, that they might drop again.
Right.
So they didn't. I give them an option. No, let's wait. The majority of people thought Hillary was going to win, and that she was going to subsidize more and keep the rates lower and not grow. So what? I can't tell you, I'm not a political expert, but I know what's going on in the business economy. It's like a wait and see attitude, but everybody thinks investments and growth is going to be there at least for 2 years.
Okay. So again, if you want to lock in at a low rate, you can do so 6 months ahead of time.
You can lock in a 6-month loan if you're going to build a house and have that loan fixed. And then if the rates get better, you can float down before. You can float down to a 60-day lock inside 30. So it's still a great way to just get in the game if you're going to do anything.
Okay, speaking about getting in the game, I know we're running short on time here, but I don't care. But say you're looking for a house right now and you want to get a pre-approved loan you come in, you talk to the folks over at Fidelity Bank. How long can you hang on to that rate if you can't find a house that you really like, but you want to be pre-approved?
Well, what we want to do is have you call us and get pre-approved so we can pull the trigger, because some of these houses that are really good values, we're getting 4 or 5 bids right now. We've seen the change. So you want to have the first pre-approval down there. So get pre-approved, and you got 45 to 60 days to use that.
Okay.
And we'll know what you can do, so you go to the front of the line.
Got it.
Okay.
Because we really are dramatic. I was at a party last night for realtors to help someone else that's having some issues for everybody was coming up asking what was going on to it. I've already had 2 calls this morning from realtors last night wanting to get pre-approvals because they believe what's going to happen.
What's going to happen next.
So
All right.
I hope people out there, please get active.
But the key is, this is a local bank, Jackie.
It's a local bank, and we're giving you the message right now of what's happening behind the scenes in business, and these are the experts to be talking to. So, Rick, if people want to be talking to you and your team, how can they do that?
Call the Rick Davis team, 343-2300.
These guys right here.
And we're next door to Poncheros. I'll give them a little tip because they're one of our clients. You could have lunch and come over and see us.
Burrito for you. Okay.
Burrito. Don't sit on your chair. Get up and do something.
All right.
And then sit right across the table from one of your experts, and you see eye to eye.
Most of the times, if they're calling from here and they refer to here, they actually get to see me or have to see me. I don't know if that's a good or
I think have to is probably the right word to use there. Great job, man.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
We will be right back. It is 9:22. You are watching CW Iowa Live in West Des Moines.